going on, everybody? Welcome back to TTB Ravens Media, bringing you Ravens content every single day. Sorry for the late start. Trying to work on some audio issues. My headphones were not working. Switched out the headphones. Joshua, how you feeling? We got a Saturday game today. How you feeling for this one?
Man, I'm feeling pretty good, man. I just finished watching Jackson State and North Carolina Central Celebration Bowl. It was a send off for Deion Sanders because it's the second time losing to a MEAC team. But when you think about the Browns and the Ravens, especially on a Saturday, 4:30 in the evening, it's almost like it gives you wild card, vibes, energy. Thinking about you thinking about two AFC North rivals going at it once again. And then on top of that, you get to see one of our guys we've been waiting to come out and show his stuff. David Ojabo, man, he's finally acting today. So I'm definitely looking forward to seeing what he's going to bring to the table and what he's going to add to the team, man. Appreciate that. But yeah, man, I'm definitely ready for this game, man. I've been waiting. So let's get to it.
Yeah, this game's a lot of fun, and I think it's for one major reason. We got David Ojabo playing, and that's something that is huge for this team because we get to see what maybe our future edge rusher of the future looks like. And if he doesn't play super well today, I'm not that worried about it. But if he does play super well today, then it's just an added bonus. And I do think the Ravens are going to win today. I don't know why they're underdogs again. They were underdogs against the Steelers. This team is built off of their defense, and their defense is very good. And the Ravens have the number 2 run defense in the NFL in terms of total yards allowed, just behind San Francisco. They're very close to San Francisco. They could pass them at some point through the rest of the season. But this is something that I just can't wait to watch because we've just been waiting. We've just been waiting to watch two things: Ojabo and Deshaun Watson on the Browns against the Ravens.
Exactly. So like I said, man, and I probably understand why they have us as the underdog. When you think about the Ravens, who do you really think about? And that's Lamar Jackson. With Lamar Jackson being out, everybody going to pretty much count us out. Hell, sometimes I do count us out with with Snoop playing because you never know what Snoop you're going to get. Either you're going to get Willie Beeman type of Snoop, or you're just going to get Snoop that's like, damn, yo, I ain't expect to get in the game, but I'm gonna do something. So I definitely understand, and you know what, McConnell, me personally, man, I love being the underdog, man. It doesn't. We already got the chip on our shoulder. We don't need any more added pressure. All we need to do is come out there, execute, do the damn job, and win, and just win.
Yeah, and if they win today, the expectation is Lamar Jackson could be back next week. And so we're in a division fight. We're in a dogfight with the Cincinnati Bengals to try and win this division. If we're able to keep on winning without Lamar, it just builds the rest of the team's momentum. And when we get Lamar back, that is a massive boost to the Ravens offense, even though the Ravens offense is still bad with Lamar Jackson because of Greg Roman. He makes it at least bearable. He's able to make enough plays to make enough plays to win the game, to score, a couple of touchdowns. It's just something where we got to ride. We have to ride Huntley. Unfortunately, I wish we could ride Anthony Brown instead. But, overall, we just got to watch this team and see how they're able to perform it and ride the defense. And that's something that San Francisco is doing right now. That's something the Ravens have to do as well.
I love the way you brought up San Francisco. I don't know if you heard. They was wired up, and Brock Purdy got into the game. It was a clip. The coach on the sideline. Purdy's in the game. Next thing you know, Purdy, he's slinging the rock, make a touchdown. Defense say, man, one of the guys on the defensive side of the ball said, man, keep on slinging the rock, Purdy. We got your back. So when you think of that, you think of the Ravens, man. I don't know if you heard Roquan Smith mic'd up and he breaking the huddle. Man, it sounds like he been here since day one. And you love the energy that he brings. Muddle say he talks a lot. So, honestly, man, when it comes to this defense, it gives you, I know it might be too soon, maybe jumping the gun, but it does give a championship style of caliber of defense. Yes, they're going to give up points. That's what any defense in this league. But this defense is now, since the resurgence of Roquan Smith, the adding of a Tyus Bowser. Now you get your safety back, Marcus Williams. Hopefully, I'm not expecting a big contribution from David Ojabo because he's just getting his feet wet. But if he comes out there and give a massive contribution, that's going to help us out in the long run. And also, we are forgetting with the move of Roquan Smith. PQ has been playing like a madman possessed. So, with that being said, this defense, if you haven't already watched one of the episodes this week, this defense is built to get us to a championship, at least get us to a deep run into this playoffs. And I'm loving what they're bringing. I'm expecting them to really, ball out.
Yeah, and historically, it's tough to judge different year, different team. The Ravens have played pretty well against Deshaun Watson teams when he was playing on the Houston Texans. Obviously, the most notorious was 2019 when the Ravens. I still think the Texans got robbed in that game. That should have been a much closer game. DeAndre Hopkins had what should have been a 50-yard pass interference penalty that puts him at the 1 on like 3rd and long. But instead, they gave it a no call, and the Ravens took that momentum and they rode out from there, and they were able to kind of dominate the Houston Texans. But this is a very different team. This is a really good football team the Cleveland Browns have, and I know the record isn't very good, but they're a tough victory anytime a team goes against them because they can run the ball and they have pass rushers. And any team that can run the ball and has pass rushers that also has a quarterback that is known for making plays and willing his team to victory, it's tough to beat them. I don't care who those players are. I don't care who they're coached by. I don't think Stefanski's a good coach, though. They're a tough out. They're a tough team to beat. So I do think the Ravens will win. I think it'll be a very close game, but I'm just really excited to watch the Ravens play on a Saturday. We get to watch early football when my college football team doesn't have any more games the rest of the year.
Man, I'm sorry to hear that, man. But next season, unfortunately, I don't got Greg Roman, but the new coach is pretty damn good, isn't he?
Yeah, I'm excited for Troy Taylor coming out of Sacramento State.
Okay.
They just had an undefeated season, so hoping he's able to come in and work that magic.
Nice, man. I love it. I mean, we got some big bowl games coming up. I mean, shout out to Maryland even being a bowl game this year. I mean, the dudes is playing. So I'm not even mad at it. But yeah, man, it just when you think about the Ravens, man, and you think about the legacy, and you think about the AFC North, it's not really the Browns didn't use the whole as much weight as it did. I mean, when Baker Mayfield came about, yeah, they started coming alive. Now they've been waiting on Deshaun Watson, to serve a suspension, which he has. He's played 2 games this season so far. Hasn't been doing so well. Me personally, I just would have just kept Deshaun Watson just practicing and just ride the way with Jacoby Brissett. He was a game manager. He was winning. He won some games for them. I mean, he was doing decent. But I mean, if you got somebody with a big contract sitting on the sideline, I get that too. But man, I'm looking forward to seeing if JK can if he can give us another performance. Now, I don't know. I think the third running back is going to be Justice Hill today because I know Kenyon Drake is out. So that's going to be interesting to see.
Yeah, we're going to have to see how this run game looks. And honestly, I don't think the Ravens are going to use their RB3 very much today. That's not an expectation I have because we have JK and Gus. When there is no JK and Gus, then it becomes, okay, yeah, we're using 3. Also, Void and Spooky J, what are you guys doing in the comment section? You guys are going off on each other. Let's just talk Ravens football. I don't know what's going on in here. But we've got a run game that we are going to try and ride behind, with Tyler Huntley, with JK, and with Gus Edwards. And I expect them to run for a lot of yards. I think this is going to be a very run-heavy game that depends. I think it's going to be one of the trenches. It's going to be a front 7-based game. It's going to be an offensive line-based game. Whichever front 7 and offensive line plays better, that's the team that's going to win this game. It's not about quarterbacks playing better. It's not about wide receivers getting open. It's not about the tight ends. Even though they could all play an important role, these teams both want to establish the run. And if they don't establish the run, they struggle and they will lose.
I definitely agree with that. even though they are running century, they still do have Donovan Peoples-Jones on the outside and Amari Cooper. I know people may say, well, Donovan Peoples-Jones may not be a threat. Amari Cooper may not be a threat, but at the same time, the Ravens cannot take anyone lightly. They cannot sleep on anyone's, X factors, because we have seen us play against, teams that we should have won, and their least important guy has gone off on us. So we just gotta play sound and fundamental. Definitely come with the blitz. I'm loving what Mike McDonald has been getting out of the defensive guys. I'm also looking for a big game out of Adafio Way. He's been real quiet all this season, man. And right now, we definitely need him. We need him to do what he does best. Put himself in position for others to eat. I mean, if he can put himself in a position to eat, by all means, do that, Adafi. But if you can still, make your presence known and rush the QB, so Justin Houston can get there, or Patrick Queen, things of that nature, or just contain the run on the outside. That's going to help out a lot.
Yeah, and Spencer says right here the Ravens have to have a big game on the ground, and I agree with that. And I think more importantly, I think they need to play poised. I think that's the biggest. We talked about this, I think, not this week, but last week, about how do the Ravens win without Lamar Jackson. You have to play smart football, and you have to capitalize. Take your points, don't turn the ball over, and ride what got you there. And that's stopping the run and running the football. And, part of being poised is capitalizing. And when they throw a bad pass, when a ball is up in the air, you finish that play. You get that interception. The ball is on the ground, you pick it up. You don't have to pick it up and scoop and score. Dive on it. If you're a big man, dive on that football. Do not try and be the hero. Just dive on it, grab it, tuck it tight, give the ball to the offense. Now, if you're a Marlon Humphrey, if you're a defensive back, okay, then you may be able to pick it up and scoop and score. But if you're not nimble, do not try and do something crazy. Go out there and play smart football, and you can win this football game. So, when we're going up against these teams that, I don't think the Browns turn the ball over a ton. And it's very tough to judge because they had a previous quarterback. But Nick Chubb is not known for fumbling. Deshaun Watson has thrown some interceptions this year, but at the same time, historically, he hasn't been a big interception thrower. If there's an opportunity, you need to take advantage of it. We're not going up against Mitch Trubisky or Kenny Pickett.
Right.
And wide receivers that are notorious for fumbling. This is a team that protects the football, and that's what they try and rely on, and they try and get big plays out of their defense. Tyler Huntley needs to make sure he holds on to the ball in that pocket, because Myles Garrett and Jadeveon Clowney and even Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah, those guys punch the ball out. Those guys force turnovers.
And Jeremiah, he is lightning. I mean, he was the one that put Lamar out for the rest of the season. So, whole lot of knocking on wood. We one thing I have been realizing the past couple of weeks is our blocking assignments have been getting a little has been horrendous to a certain point when we're in passing plays, because we have not been having one person back, or planning for guys to block those blitzes and things of that nature. We definitely got to do something better about that.
I did not know that. Thank you guys for updating me. I haven't watched. I didn't really watch the Browns with Jacoby Brissett. I've only watched with Deshaun Watson, because honestly, I love watching Deshaun Watson play. Horrible off the field, but I think he's a fun football player to watch. Got to make that caveat.
Agreed. But yeah, man. So I mean, we just can't take this team lightly, because the Browns want to win too. The Browns want to win, and I don't think they're tanking for the number one spot in the draft. I think that's going to go to the Cardinals, or even not the Cardinals, the Colts, possibly.
Oh, Colts just beat the Vikings, man. They were up 33-0. The Vikings made the comeback. They made it close, brought it up to 28-36. Unfortunately, they couldn't close it out. And looking at the NFL, I want to see what the Browns are actually drafting right now. The Browns traded their pick. I forgot. Houston has their pick
Okay.
for Deshaun Watson. So they don't have an incentive to tank. Maybe they get a better second round pick or third round pick, whatever their first pick is, but they don't have any incentive to tank. Same thing with the Denver Broncos. Same thing with the LA Rams. They want to win because if they lose the Vikings tied it up. What? How?
Wait one damn second now.
What? Shout out to the Vikings, but the Colts had the ball 1st and 10 at the 2-minute warning.
Yeah, bro, they tied up 36-36.
Well, crazy. No way. I bet on the Vikings, and they were totally ruining my parlay. So shout out to the Vikings for coming back. What happened? Wait, they scored with 2 minutes and 12 seconds left. Hold on. Wait, what just happened? I watched Matt Ryan QB sneak it on 4th and 1 with 2 minutes and 30 seconds left in the game. And they got it. Hold on. Sorry, guys. I need to pull up ESPN and figure out what just happened. Because I turned the game off. Oh, and Dalvin Cook had a 80-yard touchdown. What? I am baffled right now. Oh, they said Matt Ryan didn't get the first down. I watched that and I thought 100% he had a first down. I'm not going to lie. I turned it off because I watched it and I thought he got 2 yards on the QB sneak. Wow. And then 1 play, 64-yard touchdown. Shout out to the Vikings, man. Never mind. Colts are back in the tank game. Wow, nothing like Matt Ryan blowing a lead. I think he's going to be the most notorious. This is a 33-0 lead.
Damn, man. You know what? Low-key, I've been really, really rooting for Jeff Saturday too, man. He just, he cares, but he doesn't care. He reminds me of Mike Vrabel in his attitude, the way he just coaches, and it's like, yo, y'all just throw me here. We're going to do what we can do.
That's hilarious. Wow. Okay, the game's back on for me now. I turned this game back on, and Matt Ryan just got sacked. So, wow. This is crazy. Okay. The Ravens game did get pushed back a few minutes because this other game is happening. And the Cook touchdown was insane effort. I'm not gonna lie. I bet on Cook to score a touchdown. So, man, these guys are backdoor covering for me right now. I don't know what's going on. I also live bet them to win when they're down 20-0, and I was like, darn, that was a waste of money. Maybe not. Maybe they're coming back. I don't know. Wow. I've been watching the game, and I turned it off because I thought he got the first down. I was like, oh, the game's over. Boom, turn off. Wow. Shout out to the Vikings, man. Shout out to the Vikings. That's sick. Good for them, man. Good for them. Wow. Okay. One of the most historic comebacks of all time, I guess, is happening, and I'm missing it, man. Dansby Swanson side with the Cubs. Let's go. I didn't want Dansby back in Atlanta. Probably one of the few Atlanta fans that didn't want him back, but Dansby to Atlanta or Dansby to the Cubs. That's cool for the Cubs. I think Dansby, no matter what he gets, is going to be a significant overpay. So
they're just breaking up my squad, so it doesn't even matter.
Yeah. All right, Joshua. Let's get back to Ravens football. I just got thrown off, hit by a blindside truck. Bold prediction. Let's do some bold prediction. Let's talk about the offense. What's a bold prediction you have for the offense?
Yo, I'm saying Snoop goes Willie Beeman. He has 350 yards combined passing and rushing.
Ooh, okay. I like that one. That one's definitely pretty bold. I'm gonna go out and I'm gonna say we get ourselves a low scoring affair, but I think we get ourselves a Devin Duvernay 50-yard touchdown on either a jet pass or jet sweep or quick screenplay, quick catch and run for 50 yards.
He has been quiet, so we definitely need, this would be the time best for him, to really like, hey y'all forgot about me. Yeah, we did forget about you. Now, show the hell out. So I like that one. Now, what you think about defense though?
Defensive side of the ball, give me the strip sack. Give me the strip sack from number 90. Mr. David Ojabo gets a strip sack on Deshaun Watson.
I like that. Let me see. I'm gonna go with the pick leader of the NFL getting 3 more picks today. I see him going crazy, Mr. Marcus Williams. I see Deshaun Watson trying to go deep, and I see Marcus Williams hitting a button hook, whoosh, snatching that joint, taking one back to the crib.
Void. It's a good pick. It's not bold.
Yeah, that's foul as hell, Void. Foul as hell.
Let me also get major game again out of Roquan Smith. And I don't know if he has a turnover. And it's tough. Linebacker is very tough to make a bold prediction for them. My bold prediction is that he completely dominates this game. Yeah. He's stuffing guys in the box. He's stopping them on 3rd and short, things like that. I don't know if he gets necessarily an interception. I don't know if he gets a defensive sack or anything like that. But I think Roquan Smith is going to be the most noticeable player on the Ravens defense today. Again.
I like that. You know what? Let's take it another step further, man. Kyle Hamilton. He gets a pick. He gets a sack. And he forces a fumble.
Wow. I like that. I think that's the Colts just got stopped on 3rd down. So now the Vikings are getting the ball back. And I think this question is for defensive touchdown, not just kick returns. So huge.
No, we haven't had a pick 6 yet. Not this season.
Yeah, and Lisa, I would love that. That'd be very nice. Even nicer would be a Lamar Jackson return victory on Christmas Sunday next week. But
against the Falcons?
Against the Falcons. I think that's a Sunday game.
Yeah. It is.
All right. But, oh, man, this game's going to go to overtime.
Love to see it.
Let's see. Do you guys have any questions, any predictions you guys want us to talk about? I got thrown off so bad by this whole Vikings game. Like, this is wild. This is absolutely wild. Because I was thinking about it, and I was like, they were down like 20-0, and the Vikings had the ball. And I was like, oh, man, Miguel, that's right. Marlo did get robbed from that scoop and score. That was really annoying. Oh, it's a Saturday game against the Falcons. Okay.
Is the Bills playing later this evening too?
Yeah, Bills play tonight. They play against the Dolphins, and that's supposed to be a wild weather game. Freezing cold.
Did you see the snow up there?
There is, I think there's like 6 inches of snow, I want to say. I think I heard.
It's crazy up there, man. It's crazy.
Yeah, and I will say, this is great for the comeback, but also I'm playing against Kirk and Justin Jefferson in fantasy. So I would like for them not to get a touchdown on this game-winning drive. Kick a field goal. For me, that would be nice. But let's see. Also, I think Donovan Peoples-Jones will have a really big game. He kills the Ravens. Amari typically hasn't been dominant. Donovan Peoples-Jones kills Marcus Peters every time. I don't know when the last time he didn't have a big game against the Ravens was, because it feels like every time he just – oh, yeah, touchdown here, 40-yard reception there, and it's so frustrating because it's just not – I don't think he's crazy. I think he's a decent number 2.
Yeah, he's solid.
He cooks up like it's a 1 – like he's a wide receiver 1 on a high-end team. And, yeah, the Ravens game, it got pushed back like 5 minutes, I think. I don't think it got delayed that much. It may get pushed back a little bit more, but Okay, yeah, looks like it's set for 4:40 is the kickoff time. So we got about 9 minutes. I don't think it's going to get pushed back anymore. It just depends on if the Vikings are able to close out this game. Man, I can't believe they're coming back. This is sick.
In the words of Kevin Garnett, anything is possible.
1 foot of snow in Buffalo. I want to see Tua in this. This is going to be really fun. Not only for the snow, but when you have limited arm strength, it's very hard to throw in high wind. That's why Josh Allen was such a great pick for Buffalo. Was he cuts through the wind very well, and maybe the best in the NFL when it comes to cutting through the wind.
I'm about to say he played in Wyoming. I mean, Wyoming got
Yeah.
bad weather too.
Yeah, he's been preparing for that.
Yeah, he's battle tested for sure. So if they win today, do they clinch their division?
The Bills? No, I don't think so.
Okay.
Maybe, but I don't think so. I think the Patriots may be able to, but I don't know. No, it's like the Dolphins may still be able to win because I think they're tied.
Okay.
Or they're 1 off. So it could be 2 off and they're split. So I don't like if Miami wins out after losing this week, I think they could do it. If Buffalo loses out, it's basically they clinch. Like Buffalo's not going to lose out after this week, so it should be good. And Void, no, that's 1 foot. This is inches. But overall, I think this is Rich Eisen and Kurt Warner are on the call. It's not great. It's better than Joe Buck.
Better than Booger McFarland.
That's also true. It's better than Rex Ryan. Rex Ryan's terrible.
Factual. Honestly, I'll take an RG3.
Oh, RG3's fun. RG3's fun. RG3 be saying some out of pocket things though. RG3 be going crazy.
Hey man, I mean, I don't know what to say about RG3, but I love the energy that he brings as a color commentator though. Seriously.
Yeah, and so many people what they do when he says a lot of things that maybe a lot of people don't like, but also he has personality, and we're in an era where not a lot of commentators have personality and everyone sounds the same. So having someone that is going to say, some would say risky things like he says on TV, I think it's good for the sport just because it allows people to say, hey, we can get a little bit. We can start saying our own saying, start really creating an identity, with our commentary. Like I think Gus Johnson's the best at it, where like he's so unique, he's so known. The best ever was probably John Madden,
Sure.
But it's become this era of guys like Troy Aikman, guys like I like Chris Collinsworth, but he's pretty boring in his analysis. I just kind of like his voice. I think he sounds nice. Also, King Dan, Matt Ryan is trash currently. He hasn't always been trash. He was good like 4 or 5 years ago. He probably fell out of his prime, but I mean, he's not the same player he was. I thought it was a terrible move for the Colts to go after him. I felt like that made no sense.
Definitely was. They definitely was. We had somebody waiting to be traded. Right? Nobody called us about him.
Mm-hmm.
Supposedly.
I'd rather have Jim Nantz. Honestly, bold take. I'm not a huge fan of Jim Nantz. And Tony Romo. Tony Romo's okay. I like Tony Romo. I don't think it's a negative, but also I feel like he's a little bit overhyped because like he does call the plays, and I think that's fun when he does it. But when he's not calling the plays, I feel like he's kind of boring. Yeah. Like he doesn't really say anything that unique. I felt like when he first started, I think he was a lot more into it. I remember CJ Mosley had a pick 6 against the Miami Dolphins on Thursday Night Football, and that was his first year calling the games. And he was calling it, and he was like, "Oh my gosh, he's gonna score!" Like he was going crazy, like a football fan would. And I feel like he, has kind of lost that, and he's kind of gotten more professional.
Mm-hmm.
But I kind of get annoyed at the more professional. I like the kind of, oh yeah, he's a really smart. That's why I love the Manning cast, because it's literally like it's casual. Like they're football fans. They're not trying to be crazy professional. They're just out there. They're like, hey, let's talk some football. Let's react to these plays. And they're like, whoa, what a throw! Like that was crazy.
Yeah, it's like literally with them guys, it's regular dinner table talk.
Yeah. And then they get sick guests on. And I don't know who the ref is. It might be Jerome Boger, which would suck, but I don't know.
Yeah.
But I think this is probably a good spot to wrap up. I think the game's going to start in a few minutes. It may get delayed again, but we'll be back obviously after the game, and we'll be talking and analyzing the game. This pregame show got derailed by the Minnesota Vikings coming back because I thought they had lost already because I saw the 4th and 1. I promise you, Matt Ryan, this has got to be something on Twitter. I don't know if he like went down or they ruled forward, progress stopped, but like Matt Ryan, like at the end of the play, he's laying like 3 yards ahead of the line of scrimmage on a 4th and 1 QB sneak. And so I saw him go down. And I was like, all right, that's over. Turn it off. Pull up Twitter, check a notification, see who started for the Ravens game. And wow. Congrats to them. Shout out to them. Huge. But Joshua, do you have anything final to say before we wrap it up?
No, man, let's just go out there, dominate, execute, get the job done, come on back to Baltimore. Get ready for next week.
Absolutely. All right, everyone. Thank you so much for coming through. Subscribe for Daily Ravens content. We'll be back after the game, and hopefully the Ravens will be at win number 10.